Hey everybody, how's it going? So this week Overwatch 2 turned into Overwatch 1 and they also launched some new heroes. One of those heroes caused an outrage on social media. As you can see, some people are saying that she just looks too similar to two other heroes that are already in the game. Since I have access to the 3D models, not from the new heroes, but from the other heroes in the game, I thought I give my 2 cents on the situation and we go on to analyze to see if they are truly all looking the same. I also have an idea as to why something like this would happen. If you're new to my channel, I usually do dissective videos here. Those are where we look at 3D models from video games, where it is characters or environment art. We look at the geometry, the polygons, the rigging, and all of that. So if you like that kind of video, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. This is not a dissected video for Overwatch. I'm going to do a formal dissected video later down the line, so make sure you subscribe for that. Now, when it comes to video games, especially video games in these high, like AAA corporations, whatever you want to call them, they usually have a pipeline, and that pipeline includes a base mesh. What is a base mesh? A base mesh is let's say, a naked character that's already been made with the specific topology for rigging, for perfect deformation, and most of the characters are constructed by those base meshes. There's usually a series of base meshes, not just one. But here I'm going to show you the ones that I usually use. Here I have an Overwatch-esque base mesh. I have one that I purchased not too long ago from Flip Normals, and I have this one that I've used since long ago, which is a base mesh that I made a while ago when I was starting as a character artist. It's not the best, but still it does the job, and I really like how it looks. So the purpose of why you would use this in game development is to speed up the process. A lot of people like to say, oh, you need to start your character from scratch. 9 times out of 10, you're not starting your character from scratch. You're starting your character from one of these, unless you're a senior or a lead artist who is starting something from scratch for the company. You are usually starting from an already pre-made base mesh that has the correct proportions. So all you do is build on that. However, you can change some of the features, like in the face, to make your character look a little bit more unique, just so it differentiates from the other. However, there is usually a pattern, and I don't fault Blizzard for following a pattern, because every company has a pattern. If you look at comics from Marvel, comics from DC, if you look at anime, if you look at animes from different studios, can look a little bit different, but different animes from the same studio, you can see that they are almost the same character sometimes. And this has to do because that studio has a particular style that they want to keep with their show. That's their brand and all that. Blizzard does the same thing, and a lot of people are saying, well, this is not good. They should have more variation. I agree they should have variations. For example, if you see there's a big difference between Mercy, Widowmaker, and Diva, whereas Kiriko, Juno, and this new hero that everybody's complaining about, they look very similar, but they're really not the same. As always, this being blown out of proportion, and just so, to put things to rest, that's why I brought these 3D models here in Blender. These are the two characters that are saying that look the same. It's Kiriko and Juno, and everybody's saying that the new hero looks exactly like Kiriko and Juno. She kind of looks like Kiriko. I don't think she looks like Juno at all. Now, I brought Tracer. This is OG Tracer, just so we can look to see if there are big differences between these characters. So first thing that we're gonna do is take off things that are on top of their heads, because of course that's what makes them different. Oh, Tracy has some glasses. Let's see these two side by side. So a lot of people are comparing that Juno looks a lot like Kiriko. You can see the 3D models here are really not the same. They do look like they come from the same base mesh. You can see the eyes are similarly shaped. The lips are kind of the same. The nose is always the same. For characters in Overwatch, for female characters, it's usually always the same. But you can see from the lips, there's some variation color-wise. There's also the way that they do the eyelashes, and if we actually take those off and just keep the head mesh just like this one, you can see that there is a clear difference. However, somebody made a video just switching the hairstyles and proving that they all look the same and everybody's liking this, and no, they're really not looking the same at all. And you can see it right here. I'm pretty sure when the next hero comes out and I have access to that 3D model, we'll go and look at it, and I'm going to show you that it doesn't look the same. Now here is Tracer, and you can see that her face is very different from her, not only in the coloring but also in the way that the eyes are shaped. You can see there's more angles here, more straight angles on her eyes than on this one. They all have their eyes closed like this because it's a way to capture the texture from the face and not have a problem with the eyelids, kind of like what we have with metahumans can sometimes be a little bit of a pain. But you can see otherwise the way that the nose is shaped, it's kind of similar, but it's not the same. Same thing with the lips. You can see that there is a little variation with the lips. So that goes into what I talked about, where they are using a base mesh, and there are some variations to this base mesh that create the differentiation between characters. And usually the differentiation between characters is also done through color. You can see that Tracer is a little bit more tan because she's a runner, she's outside all the time. And Kiriko has these things. I love Overwatch, but I'm not a big fan of the lore. I really don't care too much about the lore, so I don't know why she has those. But you can see that Juno here has a different coloring on her head as well. So what do you think about this? Do you think they are the same? Let me know, what are your thoughts on these models. Now that you've seen them, you still think they are the same and they're just interchanging hairs like some people think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see that Overwatch dissected video, make sure you're subscribed. Leave a like and leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm because it helps a lot to get my videos out there. Thank you so much for listening all the way to this point, and I'll see you in the next one.